I just want to check mine.
So guys, like, you know, for every week, you must have a plan. So that you don't just trade impulsively. You don't just trade impulsively. So when you have a plan, then you're gonna try by all means to follow your plan. So tomorrow I'll be posting a video. If you check the video I posted today, last week I posted a video of the pairs that I was trading. So tomorrow I will be posting a new video on how those trades played out. So that was my plan for last week, and I did follow my plan. So when we come to Forex, guys, for us to be profitable is that we need to have a plan and we must stick to the plan. One thing I have realized with me, I could have been long profitable, but I was delaying my own success because I was not following my own plan. But now, since I started flow planning, I see planned results. So sometimes ask yourself, why market will stop you out and you go to your direction? It's because we fail to plan. If we plan in time, guys, then we're gonna avoid disappointment. We're gonna avoid market doing what it wants to do. Are we guys clear on that one?
Yeah.
You know, when I started trading, I didn't believe this thing of psychology, having a plan, following a plan. These people, they just want to delay us. I just want to make money. And they busy telling us about psychology, they busy telling us about planning and what stuff. I didn't believe, but once I saw like I keep on contributing money to market, I told myself I want to do things differently. And the first thing for me to do different was to have a plan. And it's not easy, guys, to follow a plan. I don't want to lie. It's not easy to follow a plan because once you plan, it's a new habit and it takes you about 90 days to change to a new habit. So it becomes difficult because we are used into making money. Like when you go in market, you want to make money every second. But when you follow your plan, you will spend 4 hours not taking even one trade because you are following your plan. So that will eventually play with your emotions to take even low probability trades. You understand?
Yeah.
So when they say, okay, you must have a plan, I mean, like you should plan everything forever. At least to start cutting a tree a bit by bit. So have a plan. Okay, for this week I want to do 1, 2, 3, and by end of the week you see if you did achieve what you planned or not. So guys, when it comes to forex, like you how will I put it? You're trading with the most intelligent people. You're trading with the most high qualified people, and those people they plan ahead. So for us to have leverage over them is for us also to plan. There's nothing that will happen without a plan. Even the house that we stay with, there was a plan for it. The house that we are staying in, there was a plan. So even if you're gonna build a house, you make a plan and you take that plan to municipality, they approve it or they don't approve it. Understand, guys? So for us to have better results, we must start by planning. We must start by planning, guys. I'm not just telling you this, I'm telling you this through experience that I was contributing money in Forex because I was not having any plan. But by the time I started having a plan, I started to see things differently. Even if it's still playing with my emotions, that is like you're gonna wait for 3 hours waiting for your whatever setup you planned to play around. And I just wanna open my chart. I wanna see myself in a trading. That's all I wanted. But once I have a plan, like I will spend even a day without trading. So what I do, I will rather have 2 accounts. The other one is whereby I say, okay, I will wait for this setup. And the other one, that's when I say, okay, I'm playing on this account. I'm playing on that other account because I know I'm greedy. I always want to trade, guys. I know I always want to trade. So it's difficult for me to follow my plan. Okay, guys, what I normally do, guys, I start with DXY. DXY is a dollar currency index. So DXY is USD alone. So if you're trading any pair that is related with USD, I will advise you to start by checking this one. It will give you like the strength of a dollar, if dollar is gonna buy or if dollar is gonna sell. So DXY is the strength of dollar, guys. So if you can see on a monthly, you know, guys, when I analyze, I start on a monthly to see the bigger picture, and especially to is a month end. So after 30 minutes will be a new month. So this is the highest high that the DXY it makes. So if you can check, we have like now we're just doing a rough sketch. We have a W pattern. We have a W pattern. So we can see like dollar is gonna be strong for a very long time, guys. Dollar is gonna be strong. So we have high possibility of buying a dollar in dollar currency. If we're trading dollar, is that it's gonna be a strong for a very long time. But we don't just take trade based on this. We need to go to a lower time frame to see the overall direction where we're gonna make our entry. But we can see on overall with a W formation. So dollar is need to come here. Why it need to come here, guys? If you know that markets need to close the gap, guys. Market needs to come and close this gap. It needs to come here and fill up this gap, no matter what. Whatever market did, it will come. It's gonna come to this level. It's gonna come to this level and close this gap. Then from this level, that's when it might start playing around or break and going up. We understand. If you see, if we had news, if news will give a spike, a strong spike to a downside, then after 30 minutes, after news have passed, it will start to correct back. It will move slowly. It will move slowly. It will to fill this gap, and it will continue with its direction. If it was going up, it will continue going up. If it was going down, it will continue going down. So what markets need to do, it need to fill the gap. Check, guys, what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about, guys. We can see from here, market did push up. Market did push up, guys. From here, market did push up and it made a gap. So it came to close this gap. We understand? It came back to close this gap. So it pushed to this level. It went down where? To our support. It went back to our support. Now it's pushing back to this level. But overall, it needs to go to this level here. That's how market moves, guys. If it makes a strong spike to the downside, it needs to go up to fill this gap. But when it moves back, it won't make the same spike. It won't make the same spike. It might take time. It might take time to move because it will start to correct. It will start to correct. If when we had if you were trading gold this week, if you were looking at gold, I don't know if anyone was looking at gold. So this is the highest high of DXY, guys. So you all understand why I use DXY, ne? This is the lowest low. This is the lowest low of DXY. So we'll go on a weekly to see what's happening. Let's go on a weekly time frame.
You need to write a letter. You don't pay me one question.
So on weekly, guys, this is what we have.
I assume this is for me.
Where this support here, which was where this resistance, which was 10 to support.
Hello, can you please ask Ben to close his mic?
Ben FX. Okay. So where this was our resistance, and market came and broke, making this a support, guys. So this became our support. So now our target is here. So now we're going to this point. So we wanna see when market gets here, if it's gonna reverse or it will break the test and continue going up. So what we have here, guys, is this kind of structure. We have an expanding triangle here, guys. We have an expanding triangle. So we'll wait for a breakout of for market to go to the downside. So let's go on a daily time frame. On a daily, we can see, okay, what market is doing is starting to reverse. It's starting to reverse. So you might expect, let's put a horizontal right here. As we can see, guys, now market is doing what? For me, I can say we might have a formation of head and shoulder. We might have formation of head and shoulder. So you just plan in time what might happen. Also, it will be a left shoulder, head, and we might wait for a right shoulder. So because I've seen such pattern playing out, so I'm expecting dollar index to give me a head and shoulder, but I'm not saying it's gonna give a head and shoulder because we still have this level here. So it might just for me, it might make a higher high to break. It might make a form a new higher high and break this, come and retest and continue going up. But if it breaks here, then I will expect a head and shoulder. So this is the is possibility and probability of what I'm expecting on dollar index. So let's go on a 4 hour. Let's go on a 4 hour to focus on current price action. So this is part of planning ahead. This is part of me planning what might happen on market. So we know on dollar index overall we are going bullish, but we don't just enter based on a higher time frame. We go on smaller time frame to look for those buying opportunities. So we can see now market is still at a support. Market is still at our support. So if it breaks this support, we know that we'll expect it to come to this level first. to come to this level, to respect this level. DXY, if it breaks, it will come to this level. And for me, I see it breaking because if you can see where a lower low here, this is was a, you can see this is market structure, guys. Where the lower high, where the lower high here, it makes a lower low, lower high, lower low. It violated this structure here and came back. So if it goes down to violate this one, making another lower low, retesting lower high, then it's gonna come to this level. Then if we look on a daily, then we know we have a head and shoulder. So then we'll consider this a head and shoulder on a bigger time frame of on daily. But as we can see now, guys, it violated this structure here. We can see it was going on an uptrend, but when it got here, it didn't have enough strength. It went down, making a lower low, violating the structure, coming back with a lower high, and it was confirmed that this is moving down. It came back to this level, making a new lower low, and it failed to go higher. So it's playing here. So we can see like, okay, we're going in a downtrend because market is making lower high and lower low. So we are confirmed for that DXY is gonna lose strength, guys. And we know if DXY is losing strength, the other pairs that are related to DXY, like Euro USD, they will gain strength. Nasdaq will gain strength. We can see that we're going low. So on for me, because I'm expecting selling on any pair that are related to USD, then I know, okay, if I go to analyze, let me look at Euro USD, because we can see here we're going down. So if it breaks this structure here, if it breaks this structure, if it breaks this low, if it breaks this low, guys, if it breaks this low, if it comes break this low, making a new lower low, come and retest, making a new lower high, then we are confirmed we can take our trades here, going to the downside. As we can see, what is doing is stepping down, guys, is going down. From here, if you can put your trend line for your direction, if you can put a trend line, we can see what market is doing. It's going down. So it will play in this channel, it will play inside here, it will play inside here, but overall direction, where we're going down. Is DXY clear or no, guys? Is DXY clear, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. It is.
Anything you want
It
to
is.
add based on what I just discussed there
Yeah, please go back to the chart.
to DXY?
You can go back to the chart.
Okay.
Because like you see, you saying you see like the channel that like you just drew just now.
Only 1 hour.
Yeah, from there from 1 hour, the channel that you're drawing.
Okay.
Is it like a falling? Is it a falling? Is it a channel or a wedge? What you call it? When the market keeps going like that,
you know,
you expect it.
One thing I want to tell you, Annette, don't confuse yourself about the channels or whatsoever. Like for me,
Yeah.
for me, I will consider it as a downtrend, channel. I will see it as a downtrend channel, né? Because when we have some channel is for a reversal, but for me, I only consider them if they are touching a major support. but because this one is in the middle. So if we have a channel, a reversal channel, like a falling, if it was at this point, then I was going to consider it as a reversal because it's near our structure, our key area. But because it's in the middle, I will consider it as a downtrend. But the minute it gets here at our support, then I know, okay, it's a falling channel that is opening for a reversal. Then I will look for reversal. But because it's happening here in the middle, then I will consider this as a continuation to the downside. But when it gets here, that's when I will start to look for reversal patterns.
Thank you for that. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah. So if you have a let me show you a reversal pattern. Reversal pattern for me, I consider them at a structure, guys, at a support or resistance. If you can see here, because of this previous, this was a resistance. This here was a resistance, guys. This was a resistance. If you can see where resistance there, even if this one is not yet clear, but I just want to show you that we had a like this here. We can see, if we can check careful what I'm doing, I had this here because it was at resistance. Then for me, I was gonna take a reversal here. I was gonna take a sell because we have this on a resistance. But if it's happening here in the middle of nowhere, then I won't consider it. I won't consider it if it's happening in the middle of nowhere. So for me, I want those things, patterns to play out at support or resistance. If it's playing in the middle, I consider them as a continuation. So remember we said dollar is gonna lose strength, guys. Before it start buying, dollar is gonna lose strength. So let's look on Euro USD because it's related to dollar. So if dollar is losing strength, if dollar is going down, then Euro USD, it needs to go up. That's how they correlate. You understand? If dollar is losing strength, any pair that start as Euro or JPY USD, they're gonna go up. But if dollar is there, if is USD JPY, then USD is gonna go up and JPY will go down. Okay, guys, we left with 10 minutes now. Then I think after this session, we'll host another one. I'll send you the link again, guys. I'll send you a link again, guys. Okay, or should I analyze this one on the next session, guys? Talk to me, guys. Should I analyze this one on the next section? If we can check with this falling, what we're talking about, where this falling channel here, where this falling channel. But you see, it was coming to our support. That's when it started to reverse. This was a falling channel. Even if it didn't give us a clear touch on our support, but you see, when it got here, it started to reverse. Why didn't it reverse while it was in the middle?
Yeah. Okay, champ.
It took.
Sorry to interrupt you. No?
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. You see, like where you say that, like we had a channel.
Yeah.
Please, like extend like that trend line. Yeah, extend it to the support.
To the support.
Yeah, to the support level. No, the other one, the first one, the first one.
Okay, the resistance one.
Yeah, not that one.
This one.
Yeah, that one. So you see there, could we say that maybe from that first channel, ne,
Yeah.
from the first channel that we saw that side, could we say that it's coming back to like retest on it?
So for me, it might, or here it was retesting here.
Yeah, the first channel. Yeah, the first channel that we saw. Does it make sense to say that like it's a retesting?
Okay, you know that one we saw on DXY.
Yeah.
No, that one we saw it on a smaller time frame, ne? That one is on a smaller time frame. So this one is still on a bigger time frame. So what I was trying to explain is that you see this channel, like if you ask, like what I ask, answering what you asked, like I'll consider channel when they touch support or resistance. That's when I consider them as reversal. But if you can check on DXY on a daily, we have this thing. If you can check this carefully, if you can check this movement on DXY daily, we do have this movement. Check that movement careful and check on DXY.
Okay.
Let me show you again. Check if I think it's this one. I think it's this move. This move.
Yeah. Yeah, the same.
It's the same because they are correlated. It's correlation. Like if you had they talking about correlation, positive or negative, you should know what they're talking about. That is correlation. Yeah, I don't know where we'll see. But if you can check it carefully, that is the same movement because those pairs they are correlated. Have you heard about that correlation? You hear it a lot if pairs they are correlated or not. So, okay, it's 5 minutes, guys. So with me, guys, because I'm looking for the XY to gain strength. So Euro, USD, I will wait for it to come because you see now it's at our resistance and support. So I will wait for it to come back here. You know what is gonna give us? Inverse head and shoulder. Then this will be our left shoulder. Here we'll say we have our left shoulder. This is our head, and this is our right shoulder. And you remember on DXY, I also said we have a head and shoulder. So if he on DXY is making head and shoulder on resistance, then it's making inverse head and shoulder on DXY. Then I will put a trend line like this, adding for confirmation. I will put a trend line like this. Say it breaks this trend line and retest. Then I'm taking my entry here, going up. Okay, I'm gonna remove this zone. I'm gonna remove this zone, but we know we have a zone there. So as we can see, guys, on a daily, market is still playing here. This is a correction. So after correction, what do we expect? I've been saying this forever, guys. After correction, what do we expect? For me, where the impulse for me, guys, where the impulse correction, after correction, what do we expect, guys? Continuation. We expect a continuation to the upside. But then let's look on a 4 hour. So we're just building a evidence, we're building a solid case. Okay, what do we expect? We expect market to go up. If you can check, guys, on a lower time frame, we're gonna buy. We buy it. I say this level here. Check what we have, whoever. Okay, let me draw it correct. This was our head. It broke, come and retest. So now we are on right shoulder. We're at right shoulder. And this head, it gave us a double bottom. So it's a strong confirmation. So first confirmation is that we have a double bottom and we have an inverse head and shoulder, and price here is at our neckline. This is our neckline. So from here, what we can expect at least price to come back to neckline before we can make an entry. If price can come back to neckline and we look for entry. If price will come back, so it might play inside here, but for me, I will look for entry. If it will, then I take an entry from here going up. Let's look on 1 hour. What's happening on 1 hour? Remember, we're at the right shoulder, so it's still playing inside. So it might go up, it might push up to this level. It might push up to this level because we can see is also acting as a resistance. And from here, maybe it might go back down. We don't know if it will break like this, break here, retest, and continue going up. Or if it gets here, it will go down. But because I want to swing trade, I will want it to come to this level before it can start shooting up. Or put a pending order here on top. Then if it breaks retest, then I will continue. Okay, guys, we left with less than a minute, guys. After this session I will send another link, guys, so that we can continue with searching. Market opened, guys. So not all pairs are opened. Some Nasdaq will open at 1 o'clock.